Ever wondered what happens when a CEO swaps his suit for a hoodie and goes undercover at his own burger joint? What he heard that day shook him to his core. Late one humid summer evening, Thomas Reeves, CEO of the once thriving Blaze Burger Company, decided to put on a disguise that would change everything. Tired of the glowing quarterly reports, but haunted by a series of unsettling online reviews, Thomas swapped his tailored blazer for a faded denim jacket, a worn baseball cap, and a pair of cheap sunglasses. No one would recognize him now. He stepped into one of his busiest outlets, The Flame, with the sole purpose of experiencing his company's reality firsthand. The interior was dimly lit, with plastic chairs haphazardly arranged and a faint aroma of stale fries hanging in the air. Thomas felt a knot in his stomach as he observed scattered ketchup packets and a long, snaking line of impatient customers. When it was finally his turn, he approached the counter where a young cashier named Lily barely glanced up from her phone. With a rehearsed smile that didn't quite reach her eyes, she took his order for a double bacon cheeseburger combo. As Thomas paid, he distinctly heard Lily mutter under her breath, "If only people would stop changing their orders every 2 seconds." Her voice was laced with frustration, and it hit him like a cold splash of reality. Curiosity and concern mingled in his mind. Thomas couldn't ignore that bitter tone, a tone that echoed the complaints he'd been reading online. He decided then to take a closer look. While waiting for his order, he discreetly observed the rest of the team. A seasoned employee named Jasmine, with gentle eyes and a tired smile, was trying her best to juggle multiple tasks, cleaning spilled soda, calming a fussy child, and offering a kind word to an elderly customer. It was clear that while some staff members were holding the fort with grace, others were worn down by an environment that had lost its spark. Determined to uncover the full story, Thomas planned his next moves. Over the following week, he visited 2 more Blaze Burger Company locations under his disguise. At one suburban branch, the scene was starkly different. The restaurant was impeccably clean, but the energy was off, sterile and mechanical. Behind the counter, a middle-aged manager named Rick barked orders with a harsh edge. During a brief lull, Thomas overheard Rick snapping at a timid employee who had fumbled with a tray, remarking, "If you can't handle a simple order, maybe you shouldn't be here." The employee's eyes welled up with hurt, and Thomas felt the sting of every unspoken complaint. In a quiet corner, while sipping on a too-hot cup of coffee, Thomas struck up a conversation with another team member, Sam, a kind soul who, despite the tension, always managed to greet customers with a smile. Sam confided, "It's like Rick's always on our case. We're working double shifts and all we get is criticism. It's exhausting." Sam's words painted a vivid picture of a workplace drowning in stress and miscommunication. By the end of his undercover mission, Thomas had gathered enough first-hand evidence. The problem wasn't isolated, it was systemic. Employees were pushed to their limits by harsh management, and the company's culture was crumbling. That very evening, with a heavy heart and a determined mind, Thomas pulled out his phone and called Lisa, his trusted regional manager. "Lisa, I need you at the suburban branch first thing tomorrow morning." "We have a serious situation," he said, his tone resolute. Lisa, ever the stalwart, didn't hesitate. The next day, Thomas, now revealing his true identity, gathered the store's team in the break room. The room fell into a stunned silence as he spoke. "Hi everyone, I'm Thomas Reeves, your CEO. I've been walking among you incognito, and I've heard your concerns loud and clear. I know things haven't been right. Today we begin to make changes." Rick's face went pale, and the tension in the room was palpable. One brave employee, Natalie, spoke up, "We're not here just to serve burgers. We're here to build something we can be proud of, but the way things are managed, it's tearing us apart." Her words resonated with the entire room. Thomas continued, effective immediately, "Rick is no longer part of our team. This isn't about efficiency. It's about respect, support, and building a culture where every one of you feels valued." The declaration sent a ripple of relief and cautious optimism through the room. In the days that followed, Thomas and Lisa rolled out a comprehensive plan. They introduced mandatory leadership training for all store managers, established an anonymous feedback system, and set up regular town hall meetings. They also celebrated the employees who embodied the company's true spirit, those who greeted customers with genuine warmth and helped one another through the daily grind. At one of the reformed locations, Thomas made a surprise visit. He sat at a corner table, watching as Carlos, a quiet but reliable cook, mentored a new employee with patience and kindness. Thomas approached him after the rush, clapping him on the shoulder. "Carlos, your dedication and leadership shine through. Thank you for keeping the flame alive." Carlos's smile was all the answer he needed. Even Brian, a cashier whose earlier attitude had been a cause for concern, began to turn things around. After a heartfelt conversation with Thomas about the challenges they faced, Brian slowly embraced a more positive approach. "I was just so tired and frustrated," he admitted. "But I see now that we're all in this together." His sincerity marked the beginning of a transformation. As weeks turned into months, the culture at Blaze Burger Company began to shift. The customers started to notice the change: a friendlier service, shorter wait times, and a palpable sense of teamwork. Online reviews transformed from bitter complaints to heartfelt thanks, and employees began to express genuine pride in their work. One crisp autumn morning, Thomas walked into the headquarters with a renewed sense of purpose. Standing before his senior leadership team, he laid out his vision. "We grew too fast and lost touch with what matters, our people. Today, we commit to rebuilding not just our business, but our community." His words, filled with conviction, ignited a spark in every room. Thomas's journey as an undercover CEO wasn't just about uncovering problems, it was about rediscovering the heart of his company. His willingness to listen and act changed not only the lives of his employees, but also restored the trust of countless loyal customers. Blaze Burger Company wasn't just a place to grab a quick bite, it had become a community where every smile, every kind word, and every effort mattered. And so, with a promise to continue listening and evolving, Thomas Reeves embarked on the next chapter, a chapter built on respect, genuine care, and the unwavering belief that a company's true strength lies in its people.